G'day guys, welcome back. I'm doing something a bit special for you today. This is my Easy Pour paint range that I'm going to do a pour for you with today. Just been so busy lately, I've put these on the back burners a little bit, but thought I'll do a pour for you today. So I'm using this 30 centimetre by 60 centimetre canvas. It's a 12 by 24 inch. And these are my Easy Pour mixed paints. They've got the paint, the pouring medium and the oil in there all ready to go for cells. So today I'm using white, navy, lime, and these little photos, these are my original pours using these paints. So you can sort of get an idea of what the colours look like. That's the lime, blue, aqua and teal. So this is a dark bluey green colour. So all shades of blues and greens today. So, and I'm going to do 4 flip cups for you. So with these bottles, as I said, everything comes ready to pour. All you do is undo your lid there, and it's got quite a nice big nozzle or spout. So it's really easy to layer your paints. So I'm just going to put a little bit of each in. Now the white and the black doesn't have any oil in it. Not that I'm using black today, but if you order these, you won't, and you order whites and blacks, you won't get any of the oil in them. So lid's off. And it's just the right consistency for flip cup pours. As you can see, the paint just sits on top of the other paint. If you've been watching my YouTube channel, you'll have seen all these flip cup pours that I've been doing lately. The bottles aren't too rigid, so you can give them a little bit of a squeeze. And when you stop squeezing, the paint just pretty much stops. So it doesn't just flow out automatically. It's quite easy to use. When you've used up all your paints, your Easy Pour paints, keep these bottles. You can, if you want to mix up your own paints or medium or whatever, you can use these bottles again. They're great bottles, so don't throw them away. And a little bit of aqua. So for this size canvas, I know that I'm going to need about 800 grams of mixed paint, and in goes the teal. So I've tried to layer as I usually do, light, dark, because I find that the cells are better when you have, you know, a light cell popping through the dark or vice versa. Okay, so 1 row of each. Let's go back to the white. And the navy again. I've developed these paints specifically for flip cups, the right consistency that you need. For swipes, I find I do need a thinner paint. That said, these can be used for swipes, but the cells will be smaller because the paint is thicker. So the thicker your paint, the smaller your cells are going to be. So with the swipes, they will be small cells. But if you're if you're the type of person that likes to swipe and then tilt and stretch your cells, this will still work for you. I tend to just swipe and leave it, so I want bigger cells. So I tend to use a thinner mix when I'm swiping. But as I said, these are made specifically for flip cups because I know a lot of people have been struggling with their flip cups. Now I need, as I said, I need 800 grams of mixed paint. So 2, 4, 6, 8, I need about 200 grams in each. So I'm just going to weigh them. I've had 2 passes. That's 133. So I'm going to go again, do another row of each colour. I do like my blues and greens. A little bit left. These weren't full, they were only about probably a third full. And when you have emptied your bottle, just unscrew the lid like that. And then you can use, it's got a nice big wide mouth, so you can scoop the rest of the paint out with a spoon or a knife, whatever you want to use. So you're not going to waste any. Right, a bit more lime. I won't use all that lime. It's a lovely blue, this. It's kind of a mid blue, it's not too bright. And it doesn't throw purple like some blues can do. It's a really pretty blue. Okay, and we'll go with the aqua again, my favourite colour. Aqua and navy, my favourite colours. Now I'll just weigh these again. Got my little digital kitchen scale here. What are we up to? 188. Okay. Put a little bit more in those. And I don't know if I want to use any more of the dark bluey green colour, the teal. I'll just finish off the white. Okay. Now what are we up to? Let's see. 196. Let's finish it off. We might as well finish it off, hey? Put that on top. We should have 200 in each cup, which will be plenty of paint. Okay, put my little lids back on. Move these bottles out of the way, make some room. Okay. Now, if you're not good with flipping cups over, and it takes a little bit of practice, you can just flip your cups onto a piece of cardboard, or maybe like a metal tray of some kind. Flip them onto that and then slide them onto your canvas. So you can do that as well if you're not feeling confident with flipping them all over. Okay, so we're just going to wait for a minute for that to do its thing. So it's Sunday today, and seems like a nice day so far. Nice and sunny, a little bit overcast, so I might get some more rain. If you're a member of the Australian Acrylic Pouring Group, you would have noticed that yesterday I put up the next challenge. It's a Halloween challenge. So Halloween colours, oranges, purples, greens, that sort of thing. So welcome to join us on the Australian Acrylic Pouring page and come and have a go at the Halloween pour. It runs for 2 weeks. There's no winners or losers. It's just a little something to challenge ourselves with, really. Everyone's at different levels of pouring, so we don't want any competitions. We just want everyone to do a pour and pop it up on the page so we can all see it. Okay, let's have a look and see what this is doing, hey? Pull that down. I have got some paint left in my cups. Let's put that up there on the corner. And that corner, just to make sure that those edges are covered. There we go. Bring those around. Now I don't want to put too much paint on just yet. I don't want to fill everything in because I do want to be able to tilt and stretch the paint. I don't like that caterpillar, so I'm just gonna, bye-bye caterpillar. All right, now a bit of a torch. You can see there's cells popping up already, but I want to give it a bit of a torch as well, just to pop any bubbles that might be there. There's a few there. Bring up a few more cells. I'm not going to go crazy with the torch. I'm just going to do that and then wait. Just a very light torching and then wait, because as you can see, more cells are popping up. So we'll give that a minute to come up to the surface. So the oil's in the paint. And the paint's layered, so the oil that's down the bottom is going to come up slowly to the surface with the heat, because oil wants to rise to the top. And it'll bring all the paint that's already got the silicone in it, brings it up to the surface. I'm just popping some more bubbles. I can see a few bubbles there. Okay. I think that's enough in the way of cells. So I'm going to tilt to cover these big sections first. As you can see, it's a relatively thick mix. I do like my flip cup mix to be on the thicker side, so that when I do tilt, I try and keep my cells in a relatively nice round shape. So off we go. Just take our time, zigzag back and forth. Trying to get those triangles covered. You don't need to rush. So side to side and down as well. And I'm just going to help that little bit of a corner there to go over. And as soon as it goes over, that's enough. Stop. Okay, so that one's done. Help over that little corner a little bit there. Oops. I'm going to turn it around. Take my hand around the side. So there's plenty of paint runoff to use on your edges, on your sides if you need it later on. Oh, love those colours. Look at that. The lime, it really pops, doesn't it? Just have that little bit of different colour in there to get those other colours to pop. Right, instead of doing, an all green painting or an all blue painting, I like to have a little bit of green and a little bit of blue, just for that point of difference. Go over that corner down there and back. Center it just a touch, and that is done. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gorgeous. Let's wipe my hands. Now, I don't like to torch after I've done my pour and actually I should say, I don't like to torch after I've done my tilting, because I don't want a lot of little tiny cells to pop up. I like these big cells, so I'm just going to leave it. The only thing that I am going to do is my sides. I can find my spatula. Oh, there it is. These want a little palette knife or spatula, and all you need to do is pick up some paint and just pop it on the side like that and let the paint drip down on its own. Try not to stick your fingers in it and sort of rub it, because all you're going to do is lose your cells on the side. See, I've got lovely cells. You can't see them, but I've got lovely cells that are going down on the side. And then clean your palette knife because it was a bit muddy there. And pick up some more corresponding colour. This one needs a little bit of a green, a blue, more of a bluey tinge to it. So I'll just pop that there and let it run down. Now, because it's been on there, it's a bit muddy. So as I said, give it a clean off. And this little corner here needs just a tiny bit where I've touched that when I've moved it around. So that corner's done. Last little corner here that needs a bit more of the greenish tones there. This one can have a little bit of the blue, so I'll pick up some blue and put that there. Maybe some of this lighter blue here too. Just pop that there on the side. It's pretty easy to do. And that's all done. The only bit that's missing is that little corner there. So I'll just pick some of this up. Put it there. As I said, just let it run down on its own. Can you see that? See how there's a cell there on the side? And a little corner there. I'll go around and check. This reminds me of seaweed in the ocean. You know, the green seaweed as it moves around in the ocean, and then the little white bubbles. That's what that reminds me of. This whole ocean. And my last little bit just there. Done. Woohoo! What do you think? Is that something that you could do at home? Easy. As I said, easy. All you do, paints are ready to go, put them in the cup, flip them over, tip them out, tilt a little bit. The tilting is probably the most important thing. You have to go slowly. You don't want to go too much. You can see up here, these ones have started to stretch a little bit, just up here. But that's okay. I don't mind that. Got some lovely shaped cells. If you wanted to, you could torch very lightly just here. I'll show you. Let's see what happens. Just on the side there. Let's see if we can get some little tiny cells to pop up. Because, you know, if you think, oh, those cells are a little bit too big, I just want a few little tiny ones there. I don't know if you can see that from way up there, but there's just some little tiny ones that are starting to pop up there. And I don't want to overdo it. I don't want too many little ones. I might just do a little bit right there. I know, I can't stop, can I? I need to stop. Back away from the heat gun. Okay, so just for a little bit of interest there, because that was quite plain. But I do like my bands of colour. So I've got the lovely teal there, we've got the lighter green there, we've got some white, we've got the darker blue, the lighter blue. So we've got lots of different shades of green. You can see the teal there. And they've all mixed in the cup as well to create other shades. But if you choose complementary colours, you have to think, you know, what they're going to do when they're mixed. So try and pick complementary colours. Try not to get too many primaries together because they do turn to mud. So just think about what colours you're going to use. You know, the pinks and purples and aquas work really well together. And then these blues and turquoises and greens, they're all a cool shade. If you want to do warm shades, sort of do reds and oranges and yellows. So keep in mind your colour range and sort of stick to one colour range if possible. And I think you'll be more happy with your overall outcome. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. Let's take you in for a close-up. Take you down off the tripod. So these paints are only available in Australia, only because the postage is expensive for overseas. So if you're buying 6 paints, they're 500 mils each. Are they? 400 mils each. Can't even remember. 400 mils each. So if you're buying 6, The postage is $15 for one of those express satchels. You know, the red satchels that you can put things in. It's a set price. You just put in 3 kilos, $15. If you want up to 10 bottles, they go in the 5 kilo bag, and that is $20. So what do you think? We'll start up here. Pretty cells, pretty colours. We've got multicoloured cells. Bit of glare there on the left from the overhead light. So these, where is it? Where I torched afterwards, little tiny cells popped up. See those ones there? And up here where I torched in this sort of pale section, little tiny ones popped up. So it's nice, I think, having a combination of some big cells and some little cells. So we've got white cells over on the left. Here we've got some blue ones and some green ones, multicoloured ones. Got some navy ones there and some pale aqua ones on the left, on the right there. So anyway, lots and lots of different cells. So if you're having trouble with your flip cups, give these a go, and yeah, hopefully you'll like them. I love them. It's taken me almost 2 years to develop this correct consistency and paints and mix for my flip cups. So yeah, give them a go, and you can order them through my Pouring Your Heart Out page on Facebook. Or you can just message me and I can send you a PayPal invoice if you prefer. You can just tell me what colours you want. You can pay by bank deposit. As I said, just let me know which ones you want and I'll send you bank details. So easy. Okay, so that's enough from me, and I'll see you for the next pour. Bye for now.